Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Boosting Registrations UGotClass webinar. Our presenter today is Darby Lanpher. She's the Instructor Services Specialist at Harper College and also one of our top 5 registration generating partners. We will be recording the webinar today, and anyone who would like to view it at a later time can email me and I'll send you the link to the PowerPoint slides as well as to the full webinar. We will also be taking questions at the end of the webinar, so once the presentation concludes, you can type your questions into the chat box of the GoToWebinar profile screen, and we'll read and answer your questions after that. Thanks, everyone. We're ready, Darby.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm hoping my PowerPoint will work. So we're going to discuss today warming up the online classroom. First of all, you want to make sure that your online classes are not cold or impersonal. So there is a lot of talk about online teaching techniques which help our students learn. We engage them in discussion boards, conduct online meetings, connect them on Facebook, and even flip our classroom.
Darby, we're getting an echo from somewhere. Somebody's got speakers on. There we go. Go ahead, Darby. I think we've got it solved.
Okay. I just want to explain to you real briefly what a flipped classroom is. Is it my speaker problem?
It's not yours.
It's not yours.
I think we're okay now.
Okay. So I just wanted to tell you briefly what a flipped classroom is. It's when the material that formerly was delivered in lectures is now provided electronically before the class. So your class time is used for more interactive learning. So it's discussion, role-playing, exercises, and group work. And everything is sent to them before so they can do the reading material. And there's much less discussion about how staff can assist in warming up the classroom to personalize online learning. And staff can make the initial contact even prior to enrollment sometimes and provide the follow-through that is needed to complete the learning experience. So today, that is what we're going to be discussing. And together, faculty and staff can provide a personal experience for students. I just wanted to tell you briefly a little bit about me. I know that Tammy introduced me. I've been at Harper for 16 years, and actually I was a project assistant and an administrative assistant for 15 years to the Dean of Continuing Education, and I just started this new role. And what I basically am trying to do is build strong relationships with our instructors and our students, and to have that retention role. I tend to visit classrooms regularly. I speak to the students a lot. I also speak to the instructors by phone or email communication. And I also schedule all of our personal and cultural enrichment classes and all of our Learn online classes. I do have a Bachelor of Science, I should say a Bachelor of Business Management from Plymouth State College in New Hampshire, and I also have a Project Management certificate. So personalizing the online experience. Obviously, your first priority is going to be your students, and in order to acquire the students, you need to do the following. So first, you need to market your program. And we're going to talk about the different phases of marketing online classes. And then we're going to discuss following up. And we're going to talk about beginning, during, and after the class. So first question, why do you want to take an online class? And who makes a good student that wants to take an online class? Obviously, online courses make it easier to take a class within your own personal schedule. You can go online anytime that you like because flexibility is the key. Almost every college and university in the country offer online courses, so you may take an online course that originates anywhere in the country. I just took a social media business course through Learn, and actually my instructor was in Berkeley, California, and among the students that I met, I actually have kept in touch with several of them on LinkedIn, which has been great. I've taken 4 online courses through Learn, and for me, I would prefer taking an online class, basically because of the flexibility. There is a lot of competition with face-to-face. You do have different clientele that want to take online classes, and basically it's because they cannot come to the campus. And as stated previously, you will meet students from all over the country. You'll have discussions with students who are currently in the industry, so they have a better understanding of the class material. And we're all trying to learn, but many of the students came in with their own real-world experiences to share. So we were able to ask questions to the students and to the instructor and get informed answers from both. Another option that you can do is hybrid classes. And hybrid classes mix the in-person experience with the online components. So for example, you could take a photography class, half in person, half online, and Learn is exploring this option right now. We just finished actually having a hybrid class here at Harper College. We had a food photography class. The first class, they met the instructor in person, and then they had 4 classes online. And then the last class, they brought their project. It just ended last week, so I don't have their feedback yet, but if anybody's interested in listening to what they had to say, you can certainly email me and I can give you that information. Getting new customers. Here are 4 options for finding new customers, and we're going to talk about them briefly. But you also need to remember that getting customers is very easy. It's keeping them that takes the effort and the commitment on your part. So the first one we're going to talk about is website marketing. And this is just a copy of our link at Harper College. We want to make sure that it's simple, it's direct, that our classes are easy to find with just a few clicks. We also make sure that there are links to our classes. So if a student goes onto your website and they're looking for a knitting class, you want to make sure that they're going to find that knitting class in 3 clicks or less, because then they're going to get frustrated because they're not going to be able to find it quickly, and then they'll go someplace else. So you want to make sure that when you have your clicks that they actually go to the course syllabus or a link to Learn, which we have, and I will be showing you that. As an online student, there's so many questions that they have. So on your website, you want to make sure that the student feels comfortable. So you want to ask yourself, what would I want to know about an online class, and put that information on your website. Again, you want to make it clear, concise, and easy to read. You also want to make sure that there's an email contact and a phone number, because sometimes people would rather speak to somebody in person than do it online. And this slide basically shows you that when they click on a specific course, they are going to be linked to our Learn page, which we have through, Harper College has a separate page through Learn, and at the very bottom of the page, I make sure that my phone number and my email address is there for everyone. This is a new option that we're actually going to be doing in the fall. We're making it pretty simple. We're going to state the facts pretty easy here, so it's just going to explain what an online class is and their technical requirements. And then if they have any questions, again, we're going to have them call me. Email promotion. Since email promotion is definitely the most frequent way that students communicate, we need to make the email attractive, short, and informative. Again, we need to make sure that the links direct the student to more information about the class and on how to register for the class. Simplicity is the key. 3 emails to a student mimics a basic marketing principle. So the first one is to definitely introduce yourself and the class information. The second and third is to follow up. And if a student doesn't respond by the third email, it usually means that they're not interested, so you definitely just want to move on to the next student. Print and web marketing. So you definitely want to cross-list with your face-to-face classes. And Learn's philosophy correctly tells us to continue to use the print material at least 3 times a year, so spring, summer, and fall. And we now list Learn's online courses on the same pages related to our in-person classes. So we no longer segregate online to its own section of the catalog. So for example, our social media for business class is right next to our face-to-face class. So we have the online class, and then we have the face-to-face class. And we obviously have been receiving more phone calls asking what the difference is between the 2 classes, which is good because we actually have made contact with a student. I don't have the results. This is our first semester doing this, but I'd be happy to give you the results at the end of the semester. I did check yesterday the registrations just to see what it looks like, and actually we have more students in the online class rather than the face-to-face class. Social media. It definitely is a necessity today for you to use social media for your marketing purposes. So promoting your courses on social media is a strong approach for community awareness and for your registrations. Word of mouth by the students on social media spreads news quickly. You definitely want to know the demographics of the numerous social networks. So you need to ask your students where they are on social media, because each network caters to a different age group. You need to do the research to invest in the right social media network for your specific needs to grow your positive results. And I know a lot of you are probably surprised that Pinterest is up there, but it actually is number 3 in the social media marketing. This is just an example of our Facebook page here at Harper College. And what I'm doing now is when I visit the classrooms, I've been going to art classes, photography classes, speech classes. I've been talking to the students. I've been getting testimonials from them. I also have been taking pictures of art projects at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end, and I'm posting them on Facebook. So our enrollment right now is actually up in our jewelry classes, in our bronze casting, pottery classes, because people are seeing what they're actually making in these classes on our Facebook page. This is also just a quick slide of what our Twitter page looks here at Harper College. And I'm new to Twitter, so I'm still in that learning phase on Twitter. Your social media marketing. You definitely want to make sure that it corresponds with all your other marketing efforts. So you want to create posts that cross-reference your other marketing efforts. So your print catalog, your website, and your posts all need to be the same with accurate information. Make sure that you still have links that offer relevant content to your posts, because sharing good content that is quick and easy helps the student. Okay, online contact and follow-up at the very beginning. So my first contact with the students is either through an email or a phone call. The first thing I do is I thank them for their interest in taking a class with us. I ask if they have any questions concerning an online class. And then if they respond to me, I actually give them my online experience through Learn. It really sets them at ease actually talking to somebody that's taken a class through Learn. I confirm their email address, and I ask that this email is the correct one to use for their course and for correspondence with me. The login information is sent 3 days before the class starts to the students, and I always tell them if they have any questions at all that they can contact me. And also, if I cannot answer the question that they have regarding the instructor, the syllabus, or an online class that's brand new, I refer them to Leslie at Learn. She is my contact there. She's wonderful. She answers all their questions. So it's a great rapport that I have, knowing that she's there to also assist the students. During the class is just as important as the beginning. So maintaining contact with the students during the class ensures your dedication to them and to the program. So I send a quick email to them in the middle of the class inquiring if they're having any problems, any questions, are they learning what they expected, and then I always will reiterate my availability to them because sometimes the students, and I should say occasionally, the students would prefer speaking to me rather than the instructor. After the class, once I have received grade confirmation, I will send a quick email to the student acknowledging their completion and congratulating them. I ask if the course met their expectation. I ask what they liked about the class, what they didn't like about the class. I ask for suggestions for future classes. I talk about the instructor. Do they want to take another class with that instructor? And then I always thank them again for taking the course with us, and if they have any questions, to contact me. I'm just going to talk to you briefly about in-person contact because that's basically what I am doing right now, and this is actually my second semester that I'm doing this. So I create a semester schedule of classes that I want to visit to speak to the students, and I always make sure that it's okay with the instructor that I'm going to be visiting their class, just to talk to their students for about 5 minutes. And like I said before, I do tend to visit the art classes a lot because we need to work on our enrollment for our art classes right now. So posting their projects on Facebook is huge to them. They are so excited. And I always make sure that during the last class, I will go in there with my evaluations just so I can get the feedback about the class. And the students always thank me for coming to their class because it actually makes them feel important. Last slide is about customer service. Is this customer service? Absolutely. How many times have you had a telephone conversation with someone who is not pleasant? Do you want to contact that company again, or do you go elsewhere? I tend to go elsewhere. So one important point to remember is to treat your students the way you would like to be treated. So smile when you answer the phone. Be positive. Listen to their questions. Acknowledge their needs. And if you don't know the answer, find out the answer for them and call them back because this is going to generate loyalty. And Learn is excellent as far as customer service goes. Tammy, who spoke at the very beginning of this webinar, is a perfect example of customer service. She is very positive. You can tell when she answers the phone she has a smile on her face. It makes you feel welcome. So that's basically all I really need to say today. So I appreciate your attendance, and I hope that you've gained some knowledge. And if anybody has a question, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Darby. You can type questions in the chat box, and Darby will answer them. I will also be sending all of you a link to the archived webinar. And Darby, I'd like to get your PowerPoint slides, too, so I can send those on as well.
Okay. Okay.
And if you come up with a question after the webinar has concluded, you can email me or email Darby. We'll get your question answered for you. I don't see any questions at this time, Darby.
Okay.
Great presentation. Thank you so much for taking time to do this for us today. You have great comments and great PowerPoint. Thanks to everyone who attended, and feel free to email myself or Darby if any questions do come up. Have a great rest of the day on Thursday today, and we'll talk to you soon.